What's up everyone? Welcome back to Beyond ARTV. My name is John and today I'm going to be addressing the elephant in the room. There's a trend on YouTube that's been going around right now, and my girlfriend Infinity on Hannah pushed me to follow in the footsteps of everybody else doing this trend, and I thought it would be cool because there are a lot of assumptions about me online, a lot of things that people assume, whether it be about my music taste, about me as a person, or just something funny. We're gonna go through the best of these, which I have not seen yet, and I'm going to react to them. Hannah is sitting off camera because this is a low budget show and we can't afford no 2 camera angles. All of the questions that you're gonna see me address today are from my Instagram account, so if you want to be a part of any future videos like this, then follow me at ARTV Reviews. The link is in the description, and let's get started. Funny, serious, somewhere in between. I'm scared to see what you people assume about me, but Hannah, lay it on me. What do we got first? What are they assuming?
You hate sports.
That's a fun assumption. I could see why you would say that because I've tweeted, I think, in the past saying, oh, organized sports are so stupid, yet I get really excited and into the Red Sox and other sporting events from time to time. I don't hate sports, but I also do not follow them super strictly outside of the fact that I enjoy watching Red Sox games and kind of keeping up with them.
Wishes he could be in a band.
That is very true. That is definitely true. I dream and fantasize from the time I was like 13 on about playing guitar or bass in a band, and I don't have that finesse that it takes to be able to play a guitar. In fact, I've owned one before. I purchased one, and I just didn't have the time at that point in my life. I was probably like 20, 21, 22, somewhere around there. I didn't have the time to dedicate to learning an instrument. And do I regret that? In some ways, yeah. I know how to play the piano a little bit, and I have been in a band before. The band was called The Horizon Is Here. Let's insert a clip. But yeah, I was definitely not a professional or anything, so it is what it is. The dream is over.
Showers with the light off.
What the hell are you doing in my house? Whoever asked that, this person here, what are you doing in my house? Get the hell out. I will shower in silence and darkness if I damn near want to. That didn't make any sense, but I will sing Radiohead songs in the dark if I wanna.
Likes syrup.
We just got back from the grocery store where I bought syrup, so yeah.
Secretly hates at least 30% of us.
Oh, you know, which 30% are we talking? Which 30% are we talking?
That he will absolutely be yelling at kids about real music in 15 years.
You damn right. Yeah, absolutely right on that one. I feel like I already kind of do that now. We watched the movie This Is 40 not too long ago, and Paul Rudd's character in that film is always like talking about like, oh, let's throw on some good music. That'll definitely be me as a dad.
Speaking of dad, apparently someone thinks that you don't want kids.
You know, I don't like kids, but I will find a way to accept the fact that I'm gonna have a child. You know, one child is fine. I was an only child. Hannah was an only child. We'll find a way to make it work. There was definitely a time in my life where I said never, both to marriage and to kids, but I've definitely backpedaled on that.
People always mention his height in public.
You know, I wish that wasn't true, but your assumption there is correct, my friend. People are all the time, at cash registers in particular, always going to me, oh my goodness, you're so tall, do you play basketball? And I just want to strangle them. I'd be like, what if I walked up to you and be like, oh my goodness, you're so fat. Do you do Weight Watchers?
I assume that when fans want to take a picture with you, you say you want to, but you don't actually want to.
No, that's not true at all. In fact, I have volunteered several times to people and kids who seemed like they were a little bit too hesitant or scared to actually take a picture with me. And I've been like, hey, do you want to take the picture? And I think that encourages them to actually want to do it. I'm all for it. I would never be against that, I don't think, unless I was like at such a huge level that it was literally blinding me from all the flashes in my eyes or anything like that. I'm always more than happy to be approached or to take a picture with you.
Honestly, John seems like the type that would enjoy a good novel every now and then.
That's definitely true. I used to read a ton as a child. That is a sharp insight. That's something that's kind of unexpected. I actually used to be a part of like every summer, the summer reading programs. That was really up through like 6th or 7th grade. But then I transferred to a new school and people told me that reading wasn't cool. So I stopped reading and I really haven't gone back, not in a big way. It's something that I come to sporadically, but not super often.
You are a sweet person, but you hate being in public.
That's a little bit on the nose there. I remember specific memories of times where I would like go to meet up with friends and I didn't really realize that I had a form of social anxiety. It's not something that's like overwhelming most of the time. Occasionally it can be, but I remember going to meet up with a friend one time and she was telling me like, get the table. And I was like, I don't want to go inside first. I don't want to be the first one in there. I'm going to be sitting alone. People are going to think I came here by myself, and it's just like ridiculous things that I blow out of proportion in my head, but yeah.
You've never gotten a piercing.
That is not true. I used to have my lip pierced around age 16. I had to hide it from my parents, so I was very secretive about that. That was during my MySpace emo phase, and yeah.
Quite a lot of people made this assumption that you are a stoner.
I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far as to use the term stoner. I think stoner generally refers to somebody who is like, smoke weed every day. I'm not like that, but to say that I participate in the devil's lettuce from time to time, that would not be incorrect.
Man, I swear this dude wears Crocs unironically.
I swear to God, I hate Crocs.
You dislike the needle drop because he's your biggest music critic competitor.
When I started on YouTube, didn't even know that the needle drop existed. I didn't know until 2012, I believe it was. And to say that I saw him as competition, especially like starting out and maybe the reason why I started my channel, no. And the needle drop is in a lane of his own. He's into a lot of different styles of music. I don't see him as a competitor. I don't really see anybody in our friend group or the music community necessarily as competition, because people are going to be drawn to the personalities that they're going to be drawn to, and they're going to like the styles that they like. And I watch everybody from dead end hip hop to the needle drop and spectrum pulse and rock. So there's all different types out there and we all offer something different. My voice cracked.
You make videos on popular artists because they get more views, but the majority of the videos you care more about get less views.
110% accurate. This is definitely the truth down to its core. What it boils down to is writing this line between making content about the things that you want to talk about and also things that other people are interested in. And I think I've found that at this point. I think there was a time where I was trying to please a lot of different crowds. I was trying to please the indie sphere, the more like mainstream rock sphere, and also I was getting into like rap and other things. It's just more so I have found what works for me and my audience. And yeah, I do feel a lot more passionate about things that I'm really excited about, and often that is smaller acts. Like this year alone, I look to like Broods. I'm about to talk about the Bad Flower album, and these acts aren't necessarily the smallest ones out there, but there's also a lot of like more niche topics, I suppose, that haven't gotten as many views that I would love to have like be blowing up, but it's just the way it is, and I've accepted that a long time ago.
You and Hannah rarely listen to music together.
That is true. I would say that it's more of like at the end of the night type thing. If we're like hanging out, it's not usually like the primary focus necessarily. We definitely listen to it in the car as like a couple or a person would do, but it's not like something where we're like, all right, this is our activity for the night. We're gonna listen to music together. It's more of like, oh, there's a new release that we both are really interested in, like the recent Bring Me the Horizon record, for example, or what was the other album that we played recently? Swimmers.
You hate the height difference between you and Hannah.
I think we both hate it in a way. Would you agree? Yeah, we both hate it in a way because we think forward to like wedding photos or something, or just other things that are like unfortunate. It like hurts my neck to like lean down and get on her level, and I always find myself like shrinking down a bit. I hate it, but I love her, so I mean, it's worth it.
I think that you hold grudges.
Who doesn't? Does anybody? I mean, sure, there's some people, I suppose, that don't hold grudges, But to an extent, there's always not necessarily a grudge, but I remember things that were either said or else done. Especially if we never got to talk about it, then maybe I'll hold a grudge.
You don't actually listen to your vinyl and it's just a collection.
No, that's not true. I think a lot of people definitely have that issue where they like buy a bunch of stuff and they're like, oh, it looks good. But I've even made a video talking about that sort of thing before. I don't think I would waste money. As tight as I am with money most of the time and as carefully as I consider a lot of purchases, I like having vinyl, sure, because oftentimes I like the way it looks, but I like listening to vinyl. It's just a different experience, and it really like gets me into the mood of like listening to an album.
You enjoy being problematic.
I'm not problematic. If you knew me as a person in real life, I don't think you'd probably say that I was problematic.
You voted Republican.
What kind of acid you tripping on?
You plan on proposing soon.
Hannah, you slipped that one in there, didn't you? Yeah, planning on proposing soon. Wouldn't Hannah like to know?
You don't care for experimental music and you're ignorant to broadening your horizons to it.
Well, I think that's a very ignorant statement to make because I made an entire video on experimental music and I have a certain mode of content that I make that I know that it's a line between what I enjoy and also a line between what my viewers will enjoy. I think it's a little bit crazy to say that I don't have any interest in expanding my horizons, especially with the number of artists that I cover every single year in some form.
He has beef with the needle drop because of diverse musical opinions.
There's no beef with the needle drop. As much as people want that to be true, there's no beef there.
You support Trump.
We already covered that one. Are you fucking kidding? Rot, Trump.
You didn't really quit your day job.
100% I did. I did all the way back May 8th of 2018, I guess it was. So it's been almost a year at this point. Yeah, I 100% did. If I didn't quit my day job, you would not be seeing the amount of content that you do.
He probably wears sandals a lot, just has that look to him.
Yeah, I definitely do. Definitely, especially in the summertime, like you're gonna see me with my Nike slides on.
You're too much of a pussy to realize deathcore is awesome.
Who wrote that comment? XX Brutal Swag 69
Their
XX?
name literally has 4 X's in it.
They can't be serious. Somebody's trolling.
You're closed-minded towards today's modern hip-hop state.
In some ways, for sure. Just like I would be closed-minded to a lot of things about the current state of rock. I just made a video about that and talking about the digressions that we've seen there. Music in general is headed towards a very stupid place, for lack of a better term. So many people are just making so much, and it's just piling up a mountain's worth of garbage. So yeah, there's a lot in rap, and I talk about it because rap is the most dominant genre right now.
John hates Queen. He doesn't cover Queen at all, even though the movie is huge.
John hates Queen. The movie is huge, so you have to do a video on it, even though there's
There's a million videos already talking about Queen. Why would I hate Queen? Wasn't it like, what, a month ago that we watched their Farm Aid performance? We watched like the entire thing. No, I don't hate Queen. You don't have to make a video about something, if I made a video on everything that I liked, I would never sleep.
You're always going out and drinking too much.
No,
Hey, Mom.
that was from my mom?
No.
Oh, I thought you said that was from my mom, and I was like, what? I was like, Mom, I thought I blocked you. I probably drink, what, like 2 or 3 times a month? It's not like a huge thing for me. Rarely do I go super hard when I drink, but there have been times that I obviously do, and
That's probably like a 3-time-a-year thing.
Yeah.
You get really fucked.
Yeah, 3 times a year that I actually get really drunk. I'm definitely fun to be around when I'm drunk, though, so.
Oh my god.
You're insecure about your hair.
Definitely. I'd be lying if I sat here and I was like, oh, I don't care what anybody says about anything. I'm also insecure about my tooth, but my parents couldn't afford braces growing up, so I have the one jagged tooth on the bottom. But it's the way I am. I can't afford to fix it, so love me or hate me.
You want to be optimistic about the future of mainstream music, but you're currently not.
I think it's very appropriate that I'm leaning on a wall right now and I'm like, ugh, I want to be optimistic, but I can't be. I want to be optimistic about the future of mainstream music. Of course I do. I think there's a lot of talented artists in pop and a lot of popular bands that are popular in like the more indie sphere, or they're kind of like sizzling but they're not quite on fire, that I would love to see explode and things get better. I would love for rappers like Denzel Curry to get more popular and be a little bit more mainstream. But there's always that part of me that's the pessimist and says, well, it's just getting worse every single year. And obviously with things like just like viral hits and other memes blowing up music, and we're just getting random bullshit on the charts, like there's always that part of me too that's like, things are never going to improve, we're never going to correct our course. But yeah, I think that's pretty much a accurate summation, and I guess a good way to close the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and participating in this video. I appreciate all the viewer assumptions that you guys actually threw my way. Hopefully this was fun and entertaining to gain a little bit more perspective on me, and I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, then please drop a like on the video, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at ARTV Reviews to be a part of potentially another video in the near future. Feel free to support the channel on Patreon, or else pick up some merch. It's the top 2 links down below. If you want to see a couple of recent videos that I made on the channel, then tap these links right here. Connect with me on social media, including Instagram, at all of the links that you see on screen in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.